Everyone, welcome in. Okay, if you are new here, my name is Kinny. I am a professional psychic medium, tarot reader, singer, and songwriter. Okay, witch and practitioner. If you're ever interested in booking a personal reading with me, go ahead and check the link in the description box. Okay, if you're ever interested in booking personal magical services with me, go ahead and check the link in the description box. All right. Off top, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for giving a thumbs up if you're fucking with the video. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button. And thank you for hitting that notification bell so you don't miss out whenever I post videos like these, okay? We love to see it, all right? So today we're going to be discussing Venus, okay, being in Gemini, all right? So Venus entered into Gemini on the 4th of July, okay? Um, so from July 4th, 2025 to July 30th, okay, 2025, that is when Venus is going to be in Gemini. All right, we're going to do a quick little overview, all right, before we get into the groups, okay? So when it comes down to Venus being in Gemini, Venus is the planet of love, of money, okay, our financial tendencies, okay, what you're spending money on, okay, your desires, your beauty, all right, attraction. Well, Mars deals with that too, but you know what I'm saying, but beauty, relationships, okay, your friendships, how you relate to other people, okay, how you make money, how money comes to you, all right, is entering into the mutable air sign of Gemini, which has to do with your mind, your thinking, your communication, okay, your throat chakra, okay, your intellect, all right, changes, all right, socializations, not socialization, but socializing, okay? Social media, your siblings, even, okay? Because, you know, twin vibes, okay? So all of these things could be coming up for you for collectively, all right? The world, when it comes down to Venus being in Gemini from the 4th of July, okay, to the 30th of July, okay, 2025, okay? So Venus in Gemini is happening between Cancer season and Leo season, because Leo season starts on July 22nd, 2025, okay? So that may morph your experience. Okay, so let's get into it. When it comes down to Venus and Gemini, certain things that can be experienced whenever Venus goes into Gemini are lots of new options, lots of new possibilities, whether that be making money, whether that be dating, new things in your relationship. Okay, but lots of new options and lots of new possibilities in those realms. Okay, this could have to do with like also there could be lots of short-term travel. Okay, lots of short-term travel and trips. Okay. Y'all could definitely be spending money to go on travel, definitely spending money to go on trips, especially with your friends or with your siblings, okay? Things like that, all right? Business trips having to do with like communication, networking, okay? Mixers and shit like that. New options, new possibilities, okay? Openness and clarity in what it is that you desire and what makes you happy, okay? Receiving a lot more openness, receiving a lot more clarity, okay? Thinking clearer about your relationships, okay? Variety, all right? Now, when it comes down to variety, this can deal with experimentation, whether that is with your sexuality, whether that's what you like, whether that's what you want to wear, how it is that you're dressing, okay? With new foods, new things like that, okay? Anything having to do with luxury is Venus, all right? So you could be trying new shit, okay? And y'all could also be experimenting by dating different people, okay? This could have to do with you exploring different dynamics in your relationships. For some of y'all, this is monoamory versus polyamory, okay, or like monogamous relationships versus polyamorous relationships for some of y'all. This could also have to do with like you dating in general, like dating multiple people, or like the race of the person, the ethnicity of the person, the religion, okay, the gender of the person, whatever the case may be. All right, this could also be y'all wanting a lot of variety in like the bedroom, okay. Yeah, if you're not 18, you scream, but yeah, this is a very playful time, very fun time. Things are going to feel lighthearted and flirtatious. Okay, so people could be flirting more. You could find that people got crushes on you and this and that and all kind of shit is going on. Okay, or that you're having a lot more fun with your friends or a lot of more fun with your partner. Okay. So this is a time period where people are really attracted to what is stimulating their mind. Okay, so this has to do with like this could do with like word puzzles and games and things of that nature. This could do with like studying and research and you know, going to museums and shit like that. But this is like being attracted to people, places, and things that make you feel stimulated, that make you think. Okay, that make you think about what it is that you got going on. Okay, so Yeah, long conversations. I was like, what the hell did I write? Long conversations, communicating with people a lot more than you thought. Now, mind you, this Venus and Gemini is a little like war, particularly because we're going to have Mercury retrograde going on, okay, when it comes down to July 17th. Okay, so on the 17th, Mercury in the sign of Leo is going to go retrograde until August 10th. Okay, so there is going to be some wonkiness when it comes down to our relationships, our communications with people. Okay, so you could end up having longer conversations or even conversations that you don't feel like are necessary, or just like you could just be communicating with people a lot more whenever Venus is in Gemini. Having conversations you maybe don't want to have and having conversations that maybe you do want to have. Okay, lots of texting, lots of calling, lots of emailing, lots of having to check up on all of that. Okay, this is a time of learning, a time period where learning is very significant. Okay, you could be getting things together for like school, you could be enrolling in some sort of course or class, you could be teaching a course or class. Okay, people could be learning from you or vice versa. You could be figuring out like how to do something on YouTube. Okay, using social media, books, resources by which to figure something out for yourself. Bookstores, libraries could be significant. Okay, Barnes and Noble. Okay, Books a Million. All right, so yeah, you could also be getting a new teacher, new professor. Okay, a new guru, and it's also you having a deeper understanding in regards to the things that you are learning. Okay, this is you getting into things on a deeper level, and things like you learning things a lot easier than you did before. Okay, this is reigniting passion in relationships. It could be reigniting your bedroom life. Okay, your SEGGS life. Okay, this is be things sparking up, trying new shit for date night, going new places, eating new dishes, cooking new shit at home. Y'all could definitely be cooking all kind of new stuff at home, trying new recipes. Okay, that's very Venus. All right, what it is that you're like spending money on, what it is that you're, y'all could definitely be trying some new shit, new groceries. Okay, whatever the case may be. This could also be finding like super fun things to do with like your friends and the people that are around you. Okay, let's see. Uh, yeah, you could be spending your money on, like I said, intellectual things. So you could be buying more books, okay, more technology, more gadgets and gizmos, okay. You could be buying games, board games could be very significant, okay. Online games, video games could be very significant, all right. Going to the bookstore, all right. Getting new computers, okay. Getting a new laptop, a new phone, okay. Getting new Wi-Fi service, okay. Whatever it is that you're needing to do on a technological level, okay. Getting your home security system together. You're spending money on something having to do with like technology, intellectuality, okay, or intellectualism, whatever the case may be. This could also be you spending money on intellectual experiences like going to museums, okay. This could be you spending money on concerts, okay. Museums, concerts, movies, okay, are very significant. Okay, things that stimulate your mind, things that make you like that are fun for you. Like Venus and Gemini is a very fun time, okay. But I also want y'all to know that with all this exploration, be careful of overdoing it. Venus and Gemini, because Venus is a planet of pleasure and love and all this, Venus and Gemini can like overdo it very easily. Okay, so please watch out for overindulgence and way too much exploring. Okay, and also watch out for, especially as we have Mercury retrograde, watch out for doing a whole bunch of shit when it comes down to like exes and past people, past friends coming back. Okay, Venus and Gemini may prompt you or push you towards wanting to like communicate with those people, particularly because Mercury retrograde is going to be happening, Mercury and Leo at that. So people from your past, all right, people from your childhood, people you grew up with, people who you maybe like had a baby with, okay, whatever the case may be. um for some of y'all, this could be like the mother or father of like your god kids, okay. For some of y'all, your siblings, like the mother and father, like your nieces and nephews. But just be very judicious about overdoing it, and be very judicious about like me feeling the need to communicate with like way too many people at once. Okay, yeah, be very judicious about that. Okay. So yeah, that's like an overview of what people can expect during Venus being in Gemini. Okay, lots of like people being like, "I like you," and people, but just know that Venus in Gemini is can sometimes be a very unserious energy. Okay, so there's going to be lots of people who are going to get into things, and it's going to seem like it's like super intense and like I love this, like I want to do this forever. And in reality, it's just a fleeting moment. So this could be a time period where stuff is just kind of like here and it's enjoyable and it's boom, and then it's gone. Okay, so some energies and terms that could be very significant. Okay, vibrations that could be very significant for the collective when it comes down to Venus and Gemini. This is a lighthearted time. You may find yourself feeling more lighthearted, okay, more open-minded. You may have some very interesting conversations with people. Okay, you're going to feel very playful, very flirtatious. Okay, you may actually be playing games, hanging around people. Okay, catching back up with the children that are in your lives. Okay, nieces, nephews, your own kids, little brother, little sister, little cousin. Okay, god kids. All right, y'all are going to be a lot more communicative. This is a time period of working on your throat chakra. Okay, and throat chakra clearings. Okay, particularly how we communicate with our relationships, our intimate and personal relationships. Okay, you may also facilitate a new way of communicating with spirit. You may be talking to spirit a lot different. Okay, or they may be talking to you different. This is also a very social time. You can find yourself invited to a bunch of shit, going to a bunch of events, things getting social out of nowhere, especially if you were like tucked back in. All right, tucked back in whenever Venus was in Taurus. But this is going to be a very social time. Lots of events, lots of things, okay, bookings, all kind of shit like that. This is a time of exploration, trying new things with your hair, with your look, with your style, okay, communicating with different people, trying new types of friends, new environments, okay, new functions. All right, this is a time period of diversity, eating new foods, trying new things, learning new languages. Absolutely, okay. Learning about different cultures, meeting people from different cultures, and they're teaching you things about their culture in a very like respectful, okay, be respectful manner. Okay, this is going to be a very stimulating time. Now, be careful about stimulants. Okay, so Venus and Gemini could really have y'all feeling like you should just do shit. Okay, that does not mean that you should just do shit. Okay, especially when it comes down to like substances. All right, so just be very judicious and very cautious about that. Okay, so this could be a time to where like it's easy to feel like bored. Okay, and so people are gonna feel like boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want to have fun. So be careful about overindulgence in that manner. Okay, and the moon is in Sagittarius whenever I'm feeling this as well. So and this could also be a very optimistic energy. You could feel very positive. You could feel like things are going to work out in your relationships. Things are going to work out in your money, in your finances. You're looking at money, career, finances, your self-care a lot differently. Okay, a lot more optimistically, and you're funneling your money, your attention, your time into things that can really help you be better and feel better. Okay, so period. I'm writing down 12. So let's get into it. So, group one. Hopefully, y'all already went to go pick your spouse. Group one. Okay. So, Venus and Gemini. Well, group one, if you were attracted to the group one picture, hey, y'all, welcome in. Group one, y'all have a dreamer, okay, in terms of Venus and Gemini and how Venus and Gemini is going to be affecting you. Okay, so Venus and Gemini could openly be affecting y'all's dreams, okay, but this also gives me manifestation. Y'all could definitely have Sagittarius placements, okay. Y'all could have Capricorn placements. Y'all can have Capricorn placements, Sagittarius placements, heavy on the Sag. Okay, Capricorn, Sag, and Leo placements, okay, but emphasis on the Sag, okay, because we have full moon in Capricorn coming up on July 10th, okay, that could be very, very significant, and the moon is in Sagittarius right now, and arrows represent Sagittarius as well, okay, someone could be an archer, okay, there's me Scorpio energy as well, but when it comes down to it, Venus and Gemini for y'all is going to have y'all very, very connected to the astral realm, very connected to your dream world. It could have to do with like where your Gemini is in your chart. Some of y'all could have Gemini in the 12th house, okay, or Venus in the 12th, Venus in Pisces, okay, whatever the case may be. Some of y'all yourselves could also have Gemini Venus, or Sag Venus. I'm just saying shit. Honestly and truly, I also think that your thoughts are going to be racing a mile a minute. Okay, group one, your thoughts are going to be racing a mile a motherfucking minute when it comes down to Venus and Gemini. If I could be very, very honest with you, okay. Birds could be very, very significant for y'all. Okay, birds also have a lot to do with communication, with thinking. Okay, that gives me Twitter. Okay, look up the spiritual meaning of bird, particularly if there's a specific bird that keeps like popping up for you or is significant for y'all. I definitely think that Venus and Gemini is going to be where you're getting lots and lots and lots of communication in the dream world or in the astral realm, like maybe faster than you've ever felt before. Maybe you haven't felt anything like that. Okay, a lot of y'all could also be going back to some sort of old like hobby that you did for fun or like a sport that you used to play. Okay, that's like making you feel really solid. But I definitely feel as though y'all are going to be going through a large intuitive upgrade, especially when it comes down to the astral realm and to the dream realm. Okay, I definitely think that you're going to be very intuitively focused. Okay, but you're going through a major, major transformation in the way that you understand like the eyes. Okay, kind of give me like, oh my goodness, like I feel like y'all could be, things could be going a mile a minute. This could be like an epiphany. Okay, this could be like some sort of major epiphany, and like you can't go back. Okay, y'all can also benefit from paying attention to the moon cycles. Okay, so Venus and Gemini may have you learning deeper into the astral realm, astral travel, astral projection, learning deeper into dreams. Okay, the study of dreams, learning what dreams mean. Okay, so it could also have y'all getting deeper, like I said, into the moon phases. Okay, y'all could also be working with like dream deities. Okay, or I could be working with deities having to do with the moon. Okay, this gives me Mother Hecate. Okay, or the crone version of Hecate. I strongly feel like y'all's is very focused on getting lots of information, lots of downloads. Okay, but particularly information like chatter. Okay, like chatter. Okay, when it comes down to like your dreams, when it comes down to like sleep. Okay, something about that is incredibly significant here. Okay, so let me see, let's some. Okay, let me see. Tamarind could be significant. The name tamarind or the name Cameron, okay, or like the fruit tamarind could be very, very significant, okay. Orange peel could be very, very significant, all right. I definitely think that there's a lot of possibilities and a lot of like focus and energy, okay, being given to y'all, okay. Even your dreams are going to, your sleep is going to feel very active, okay. I would not be surprised if y'all were people who kind of like woke up tired, okay. So, yeah. Venus and Gemini for y'all, the dreamer brings renewed hope, and the dreams he weaves will act as a source of regeneration, okay? So, yeah, Venus and Gemini is going to bring y'all renewed hope, okay? And y'all are going to have an easier avenue for your dreams to, like, come true, especially if you're, like, scripting. I would highly suggest scripting, okay? Or, like, manifesting out loud or writing it down, okay? And the dreams he weaves will act as a source of regeneration. Y'all can also be trying a bunch of new shit when it comes down to your hair. You can be trying some crazy shit when it comes down to your hair, and it's looking real, real good, okay? Be careful about that retrograde, though. But he helps you translate your abstract thoughts from image to language and back again. You can also be getting deeper into learning a new language, okay? But I really feel as though you're communicating a lot better. You're thinking a lot clearer, a lot faster, and it could be scaring you, okay? Like this is like an unlocking of a different level of communication with spirit, okay? So yeah, this is spirit reminding you that life has alternating phases and that the sun and the moon take turns in lighting the way, okay? So yeah, definitely, you should definitely look into the full moon cycles, okay? So that's going to be the full moon in Capricorn during Cancer season and the new moon in Leo during Leo season, all right? That also gives me the eclipses that we have coming up, okay, on September 7th and September 21st, okay, the lunar eclipse in Pisces, okay, and the solar eclipse in Virgo, respectively. And I really think that y'all are in, y'all could definitely have Pisces Virgo placements. Y'all could be my mutable pile, okay? Pisces Virgo Gemini Sag, okay? Emphasis on the Sag, okay? And here in the Pisces and Virgo. Anyway, I definitely think that for this collective, like Venus and Gemini could be like a little taste of like that mutable energy that we're getting later on in the summer, at the end of summer. Yeah, I definitely think that the full moon in Capricorn and the new moon in Leo and like that time period, that 2 week time period is going to be very, very like, it's going to have a lot of illumination for you. Okay. And Venus and Gemini is going to really show you that there's a different way of doing things. This might also be you changing up your morning routine, your night routine. Okay. Your morning routine and your sleeping routine could definitely change up. Okay. By day you strive with practical purpose, but at night you live through the lens of an intuitive kaleidoscope. Y'all's gifts are definitely like going up. Y'all's gifts are definitely going up, okay? And also in terms of people that you could meet that are very, very significant to you during Venus and Gemini, because it's about connections, it's got to do with people, it's got to do with love, okay? Unlike the somnambulist sleep of the dead, the dreamer is fully awake. You could be somebody who's very, very intelligent, like the people around you. You could be having very intellectual conversations with like the people around you, okay? People around you, because somebody could seem fully awake and brimming with vitality. Each day he gathers information, okay? And each night he passes on his discoveries to his collective conscience, okay? So yeah, y'all could also be like psychics, y'all could be readers, okay, of some kind, okay? Or y'all could be watching readings, something about the collective, tapping into the collective, getting messages about the people that you know, possibly through your dreams. In return for his efforts, he is fed with fresh insight. So yeah, y'all could definitely be meeting people who are stimulating your mind. Y'all could definitely be meeting people who like put you through some sort of like psychic upgrade. If you're not meeting people, there could be some people in your life who are like that. There could be some people in your life who are very, it could be a partner, friends, okay, roommates, whatever the case may be. But these are people who are very open with their knowledge, okay? And they know a lot. His energy is renewed. This person seems like they always have energy, even though they do so much, okay? Rested muscles are rejuvenated and his tired brain is resharpened, okay? He is imagination, vision, and inspiration, okay? Like Hermes and Thoth, okay? That also gives me Mercury, okay, the fact that we're in that Gemini energy and Mercury's about to go retrograde, Hermes and Thoth, his thirst for knowledge is unquenchable. Okay, so yeah, you could definitely meet somebody who knows. Hi, yes, I can, honey bun, if you are interested. Hello. I'm sorry. I wasn't fully seeing the little messages wherever they are. Okay, I can see them now. Hi. But it'll be at the end of all this. But when it comes down to y'all group one, I definitely feel as though y'all are going to meet people who are going to be very imaginative. These are visionaries. These are very inspirational people. These are people that you're going to be able to learn from, okay? Or people who like to learn, people that teach other people. Maybe they have a collective, okay? The dreamer lets loose his flights of fancy, watching as they are the heavens far above. The satanic mill that imprison his days. He shouts to the heavens, bring me bow of burning gold, bring me my arrows of desire. Bring me my spear, O clouds unfold, okay? Or bring me my chariot of fire. So yeah, y'all could also be like getting a new car, new vehicle, getting your car fixed up. This could also be you meeting somebody who's very like skilled and gifted at like maybe magic or alchemy, or like somebody who's really, really good at manifesting, okay? So yeah, you could definitely end up helping somebody, okay, like in their craft, okay? Um, but what else to expect when it comes down to Venus being in Gemini, y'all? Okay, spiders could be very significant. Birds and spiders could be super significant for this group. You have the spider and passion flower, creative ingenuity in reverse. Okay, so passion flower could be significant. Okay, so some of y'all could be needing to work through or finally working through some sort of like creative block that could have been happening for y'all. Okay. Some sort of creative block that could be happening for y'all, like writer's block, okay, painter's block, okay. Also, be careful of people trying to steal your ideas. That could definitely be some fucking Mercury retrograde shit. Be careful of people being childish and like trying to sneak you or steal your ideas, especially if it has to do with like music, the entertainment business, okay, or like beauticians, hairstylists, people who are service providers, okay. But like spiders represent a balance of light and dark, okay? So spiders can be very, very significant for y'all during Venus and Gemini. Okay, look up the spiritual meaning of them if you feel called. Spiders represent a balance of light and dark, okay? Cunning yet patient. They spin intricate webs that are both beautiful and deadly. Okay, so I also feel as though y'all could be realizing some truths about some of the people in your life. This could be coming through your dreams. It could be about your friends or the people that you know, okay? And I definitely feel as though you're recognizing that even though you've had like beautiful memories and times with certain people, Mercury retrograde in combination with Venus and Gemini may kind of show you how like flighty certain friendships of yours are, or how like they're just not safe. Some of y'all like literally could have like dead friendships, okay? The passion flower is a vining flower that has come to symbolize faith, okay? The name faith could be significant. It was named by 16th century Jesuit missionaries who associated the plant with the passion of Christ. This could also be y'all getting into it about like religion or your own personal beliefs. Okay, that could be very significant for this Venus and Gemini for this group. Okay, its filaments represented the crown of thorns. Saffron could be significant, both the name and the herb itself. Okay, people could definitely be like on your head or on your ass about what it is that you're using your money for, your brain for, your ideas for, your talent for. Okay, its filaments represented the crown of thorns, its 10 petals, the 10 faithful apostles, and so on. Yeah, y'all could also definitely be thinking differently about religion. Like I said, something's happening and thoughts are going so fast. You're having some sort of epiphany in some kind of way during Venus and Gemini. Okay, so reverse is deals with stagnation. All right, so I would highly advise blockage removers, okay, or cleanses and things of that nature have to do with Venus and Gemini, y'all. Okay, so stagnation, okay, to overcome a creative block, try to be like the spider, innovative and adept. Have faith that your quiet efforts will pay off in the end during Venus and Gemini, okay? So yeah, y'all going through some sort of creative blockage, okay? And y'all are feeling called to work through and have some sort of, we talked about innovation, okay? Some sort of innovation, okay? This is like good ideas that are waiting within inside of y'all, okay? Have faith that your quiet efforts will pay off in the end. And also, don't be telling people, this is y'all getting deeper into your spirituality. Don't be telling people all the shit that's like going on for you, okay? Hi, Lay. Don't be telling people all the shit that's going on for you, okay? There could definitely be people wanting to know where you be at, like who you be around, like especially having to do with like stuff with the car or like a vehicle, okay? So yes, group one. Which one? Okay, so yeah, y'all's question is, how can I overcome an obstacle using my talents? That is the Venus and Gemini journal prompt, okay? How can you overcome an obstacle using your talents? So yeah, a lot of y'all have not been thinking outside of the box. And for some of y'all, you have some sort of undiscovered gift or like a gift that you just don't fully know about, you know what I'm saying? An undiscovered gift or an undiscovered talent that's going to help you get out of some sort of situation. Like you're going to have some sort of epiphany, okay? And all types of gifts and knowledge and shit is going to like wake up for y'all, okay? So very much that, very much that. Okay. So do I do this? I'll put one card of advice for group one. Ooh. One part of advice for group one, y'all sleep is very significant. Okay, your nighttime routines, your rest, your sleep, your dreams are very significant. Your advice during Venus and Gemini is don't forget to like rest. I heard chill out. Okay, yeah, I gotta close my mouth for real. These damn Gemini placements. I'm telling you. Okay, I definitely think that chill out, y'all. That's what the advice for group one is during Venus and Gemini. Like, don't be getting into no foolishness. Okay, take this extra if you have Libra placements, okay, or a strong Jupiter energy. Okay, you can have a Libra Jupiter, okay? Yeah. Or you can have a Jupiter in Cancer, okay? Or a Libra Mars. But whatever the case may be, your advice during Venus and Gemini is to not let fear and anxiety. It says mental overload. Like I said, y'all are going through some sort of fucking epiphany moment, and like thoughts are going a mile a fucking minute, okay? A mile a fucking minute. Especially if you have some Sagittarius placements, okay? So your advice is to like sleep when you need to sleep, okay? And don't allow yourself to be as overstimulated as you used to be. Y'all need to do a lot of cleansing, like needing to empty, needing to like cry or scream or do whatever the case may be, needing peace and tranquility, needing sanctuary. This is also getting your home together, decorating your room, cleaning it up, okay, and really spending more time in meditation because Venus and Gemini, okay, and Mercury retrograde is a lot of energy just flying around, going around all over the place, y'all, okay? So, like, just watch out for that, okay? Libra Jupiter, also, I've been trying to catch your live for reading so long. I was checking your page. I'm so sorry, honey. I am so sorry. We're getting more consistent these days, okay? So, we're going to go ahead and get it. Before we get into it, okay, thank y'all for tapping the screen. This is not TikTok. Thank you for liking the live, okay? And thank you for leaving your comments. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button, okay? Thank you for telling a friend, sending this reading to a friend if it resonated with you. Yeah. And thank y'all for leaving comments about whatever it is that you are interested in me doing readings about, okay? So if you got to the end of this reading, please go ahead and leave a blue butterfly emoji. We would love to see it. And we're going to go ahead and get into group two. Okay, so group two. Group two, when it comes down to Venus and Gemini and how Venus and Gemini is going to be affecting y'all, okay? Y'all have Reflector, okay, in reverse, and I immediately began to hear Protector by Beyonce, so that could definitely be very, very significant for this collective, okay? The song Protector by Beyonce is significant for y'all's Venus and Gemini. You could definitely have Virgo placements, okay? Virgo Sun, Libra Stellium, okay? Libra Moon, Libra Venus, Libra Rising. All right, Leo Mars energy, Scorpio Moon energy, okay? But in terms of Venus and Gemini and how it is affecting you, y'all could definitely, this could be a little rougher. This could be a little rougher. Not crazy, but like y'all could definitely be recognizing that somebody was like mirroring you, okay? Or somebody could have even been copying you. I'm not gonna lie, this kind of feels like a copycat energy. I'm hearing when I move, you move. Just like that. When I move, you move. Just like that, okay? So music is obviously very significant. Okay, this is my music part. You could be a musician, an artist. Okay, someone could be trying to copy your music, okay, or like your instrument, okay. When I move, you move. Who is that? Well, I can't think of it. Is that Ludacris? Ludacris is also a Virgo, actually. So, if that is, okay. So yeah, heavy Virgo energy. All right. So Venus in Gemini, y'all could definitely have Virgo placements. Venus in Gemini is definitely like causing like a very tighten up type of energy. Okay. So yeah, y'all could definitely be also feeling like the guts. Y'all stomach could feel a little sick, or y'all could definitely be a little weird when it comes down to like trying some new shit. So yeah, there's a lot of like y'all could really have like a copycat, like a monitoring spirit, like somebody that's like paying like a lot of attention to you. And I definitely think that during Venus and Gemini, you may be recognizing that. All right. I also think that Venus and Gemini is going to force you to look at parts of yourself that you don't necessarily like, to be super honest with you. Okay. And you're going to have to see things as more black and white than you would like to. Okay. I feel like there's way too much gray area between you and another person, or way too much gray area in the way that you see yourself. And I definitely think that spirit is going to be like making haste is what I heard. Like I feel like things are going to change for y'all very fast. This is also, y'all could definitely be getting deeper into ways to cleanse your home. This is a sign for y'all to cleanse your mirrors, cleanse and lock your mirrors. You could definitely be getting deeper into studying mirror work, mirror magic. Okay, it's got to do for affirmations. It's got to do for glamour magic. It's got to do for like scrying, for protection. Okay, but mirrors are portals, including like your TV screens when they're off. Okay. So I definitely feel as though a lot of y'all could also be like spending a lot less time on like social media, or a lot less time like in the mirror even. Okay, this could be y'all healing some sort of like self-love issues, okay, or issues with the way that you look, especially if you're going through some sort of like physical body change. Some of y'all could have just had surgery, or are like planning some sort of surgery, okay, or some sort of medical procedure that has to happen that could be like changing the way that your body's looking right now. Okay, yeah, y'all, you may feel as though you're not liking what it is that you're looking at in the mirror, and that is something that's going to have to be like mediated and remedied and healed, okay, during Venus and Gemini. All right, so there's a lot of going on here. You could definitely have somebody trying to copy you, okay? This is you recognizing that somebody was trying to mirror you, trying to focus on your every move, okay? Which gives me Planet of the Apes, okay? And that entire Planet of the Apes like saga and series could be significant. San Francisco, California could be significant. Look up the spiritual meaning of apes. Look up the spiritual meaning of monkeys, okay? The name Caesar could be significant. Also gives me Caesar salads and Caesar dressing. Anchovies could be significant. Look up the spiritual meaning of anchovies as well. Y'all, animals can be very, very significant for y'all. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and look into that. So I'm not gonna lie, this is like a so denser energy than before, okay, than group one. Okay. So in terms of what you can expect from Venus and Gemini, okay, Venus and Gemini, the reflector mirrors you back without distortion, artifice, or bias. Yeah, this is you having to get like a reality check. This is you seeing things very fucking clearly. Okay, very clearly. You could already have Gemini placements, okay, or Virgo placements. So this is you being very critical, very forward, okay. And I definitely think that Venus and Gemini is going to have somebody or something mirror something to you to show you how the fuck you've been acting, okay, or just like show you the truth. You could also be seeing the truth in other people. This is you seeing things clearly in a way that you did not want to, okay? Whether you're recognizing that somebody is copying you, whether you're recognizing that like you've been talking shit about yourself, whether you're recognizing that like the truth about somebody in general, okay? This is you seeing shit very clearly, okay, without distortion, without artifice or bias, showing you as you really are, both inside and out. Okay, so yeah, y'all are right. Y'all could be going through a personality, not even a personality change, but like y'all are figuring out what the fuck's going on. If you can acknowledge that truth without flinching during Venus and Gemini, then you will have moved a long way towards self-acceptance. Somebody could be literally having a rough conversation with you. I could be super honest. Like somebody could be telling you something that you don't want to hear, and it's really going to make you think about yourself. Like it might piss you off. You might be a little mad, but they didn't lie. Okay, so I definitely feel like during Venus and Gemini, you may have some very intellectual and important conversations. Okay, to where there's been too much gray area, and somebody could be like, you can't do that. Okay, and it's going to be very, very solid. Y'all could also be getting new jewelry, new protective jewelry. Okay, new crystals, are getting deeper into like learning about the study of like talismans and talisman magic. Okay, so yeah, then you will have moved a long way towards self-acceptance. Without the reflector's honesty, you will spend your time hiding behind the false armor of wishful thinking. Yeah, y'all are getting, I'm seeing the Seven of Cups in reverse. Y'all are getting a reality check. Okay, y'all have kind of been like in the clouds. This could just be like y'all could feel kind of ditzy normally. Okay, or just kind of la la la. Okay, this also has to do with like over smoking. Okay, way too much gardening. Okay, or just like a cloudiness, a haziness, vaping, hookah, whatever the case may be. And it's like fucking up your mind a little bit. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, and in terms of if this could be another person, okay, we have struggled in abject loneliness, trapped on a snowbound mountainside, wrestling with the angel of no man's God, and we are exhausted from trying to hold our fragile self-image. Yeah, y'all self-esteem shit, Venus and Gemini is going to bring that shit up out of you in order for it to be done. I just seen 33, 33, okay, so emphasis on the Gemini energy, okay. Y'all could be my mutable group, okay. But whatever the case may be, we have struggled in abject loneliness, okay, trapped in a snowbound mountainside, okay, wrestling with the angel of no man's God, and we are exhausted from trying to hold our fragile self-image. How pointless our resistance when all we crave is truth. I'm telling y'all, like Venus and Gemini, you're going to be receiving truth about yourself and others. This is the truth group. You're receiving like the last group was like a psychic upgrade group. This is the truth group. You are seeing lots of truth, secrets being revealed, Seven of Swords in reverse energy, okay? And your truths about yourself as well. All right, the reflector is devoid. Like somebody could literally come and have a conversation with you, and it pisses you off, but they was right. Okay, the reflector is devoid of artifice and deception. You can meet somebody who's really keeping it like it fucking is with y'all. Okay, this is somebody who's like prompting y'all to ask the right questions. Okay, or prompting y'all to really like get into it. Okay, you might actually be getting into it with this person because they what they said triggers you. Okay, so just know Mercury retrograde is coming, so don't like take people's words wrong. Try to critically think about what somebody actually like tried to say, okay, before you crash out. Okay, don't just be crashing out. Okay. So, yeah, during Venus and Gemini, wishing to hide her beauty, a young woman shapes an Alexandrian mask to deflect the unwanted stares of lust and envy. Okay, so the reflector wears her mask constantly, feeling it slowly mold itself around her delicate features, aware of the heightened perceptions it begins to afford her. Years pass, her skin pales and her eyes grow clouded. We just said that word. But the gray eyes remain unchanged as her wisdom grows. All right, they come from four corners of the land to ask the pale oracle about their future, but her words strip back their pretty facades, okay, leaving them with only the sharp angles of their bones. So during Venus and Gemini, y'all's like the way that you feel about your physical body. Okay, some of y'all could be experiencing like dysphoria in some type of way, okay, or dysmorphia in some type of way. I'm sorry, trigger warning. Y'all could be experiencing some type of dysphoria or dysmorphia, okay, and that's going to have to be dealt with. Okay, something about a physical change to your body, because Gemini is about changes, a physical change to your look. Okay, that is like that is affecting you. Okay, so yeah, during Venus and Gemini, some of y'all are like wishing to hide your beauty, wishing to hide certain parts of yourself, your shape. Okay, whatever the name Alex could be significant, Alexandria, Alexander. Okay, Alexis. Okay, Alexia. All those things could be significant. Okay, Alexander the Great could be significant. And Alexandria mass to deflect the unwanted stares of lust and envy. So yeah, a lot of y'all have to deal with like what it is that you look like. That's the biggest thing here. Y'all gonna have to deal with the truth, okay? And you're going to have to be honest with yourself about why you're so fucking mean to yourself sometimes, okay? Or why you feel this way about yourself, okay? So yeah, y'all could definitely be feeling lusted after. Y'all could be feeling uncomfortable, feeling like people only want you for your body, okay? Or people like are super super jealous of you and just all kind of shit. All the truth about all that has to come up during Venus and Gemini, okay? The reflector wears her mask constantly, okay? So yeah, y'all are being forced to unmask. Y'all are being forced to unmask in some way, shape, or form during Venus and Gemini, okay? Because this gives me that Goosebumps episode where the mask was like latched onto their faces, okay? So yeah, this is you like being forcibly unmasked, okay? Aware of the heightened perceptions it begins to afford her. So yeah, y'all are way too worried about what the fuck other people got to say. Venus and Gemini could show you just how much people are worried about what you have to say or just how much you're worried about others, okay? So yeah, years pass. This is like shit that should have been let go, okay? But the gray eyes remain unchanged as her wisdom grows. So yeah, there's something about maybe y'all are feeling uncomfortable with aging or like whatever the case may be, and this is y'all not seeing yourselves clearly. This is you not seeing yourself clearly or somebody not seeing you clearly, okay? Period. This is you not seeing yourself clearly and other people still trying to copy you even though they don't know that you don't see yourself clearly. Okay, someone's eyes could be like grayish, okay? Yeah, they come from four corners of the land to ask the pale oracle about their future. You could be a psychic medium, or you could be going to see a psychic medium. You could be going to see a tarot reader. Okay, you could go to see a witch. Okay, something about that, or that could be you. Ask the pale oracle about their future, but her words strip back their pretty facades, leaving them only with the sharp angles of their bones. I'm telling you, somebody's going to tell you the truth. Like some of y'all could be the people who go to like a tarot reader or a psychic or a witch for like some simple shit, and like she tells you the truth or he tells you the truth, they tell you the truth about it, and you don't like that. Okay, there could be something about you going to book a reading, maybe like an astrology reading, maybe a tarot reading, maybe someone's throwing bones, whatever the case may be, some form of divination. And this person is going to tell you the truth, okay? It's going to strip past your facade because you're like someone people with gifts and abilities are able to see past with the mask that you put down. And I feel like that's shifting and changing. You're going to have to be real, okay? Leaving them with only the sharp angles of their bones. So yeah, somebody may end up reading y'all. I'm gonna be super honest, y'all. Somebody could literally read you a little bit. Somebody could eat your ass up a little bit, okay? Like, you know, I'm gonna always keep it real with you. And if you're new here, I'm not a sugar coater. I'm not a love and light reader, okay? If I see, like, I want things to be love and I want things to be light, but I know that life is not like that all the time. And I'm gonna be super honest. Somebody could possibly eat your ass up during Venus and Gemini. And the worst part about that is that they are correct, okay? But also, the best part about this is that they are correct, which means that even though your ego might hurt and your feelings might be hurt and shit like that, you might be like, how dare this bitch and blah 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 blah. They just gave you the key to something. Okay, so if you can get past your ego, you can definitely level up and glow up in that way. Okay, but somebody might eat you up. Okay, or maybe somebody already ate you up a little bit, and maybe during Venus and Gemini, you're thinking about it again. Okay, y'all got XLE. Okay, 35, 45, 45. You know, I'm gonna keep it real. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? What the hell? Okay, sorry, y'all. I gotta flip in the book. Okay, I found it. So y'all got the antelope and wheat, okay? So wheat could be significant. Venus and Gemini could be trying new things, okay? New grains, okay? Oatmeal, overnight oats, okay? At all, she stay eating a collective of guys. No, I listen. Got to keep it real. Look up the spiritual meaning of antelopes. Okay, antelopes could be significant. The zoo could be significant. Someone could be a veterinarian or a zoologist. Okay, also like wheat. Also gives me oatmeal baths. Okay, you could definitely be trying new things with your skincare. Okay, and new things with your diet, like eating a lot more whole grains instead of fucking fruity cherry Cheerio nut puffs. Okay, covered in sugar. Okay, and sweetened vanilla milk every day. Okay, so there could be something about you needing to get deeper into the health. Okay, so yes, nourishment. When it comes down to Venus in Gemini, antelope are associated with community. Okay, social, meeting people. Okay, associated with community. Okay, during Venus in Gemini, traveling in large herds, they work together to detect predators, locate food, and care for the young and old. Y'all are rebuilding your sense of community. Y'all could actually have some real ass bitches, some real ass niggas on y'all team. Okay, but you got to get past the hurt feelings aspect, because that's what comes with somebody being real with you. Okay, group two. So when it comes down to Venus and Gemini, somebody may be so fucking real with you that it hurts your fucking feelings, but it is what it is. Okay, you rather them than spirit, because spirit, listen. Okay, so yeah, this is you like being around like friends and like having true friends, nourishing friendships, nourishing relationships. This could also be you getting closer to the community of people that you live around, your neighbors, which has been coming up a lot recently. Your neighbors could be very, very significant. Okay, I think I have a reading on TikTok about neighbors. Okay, TikTok could be significant. You could be meeting people in the TikTok community. Maybe you're a creator. Okay, whatever the case may be. But yeah, this could be you could be finding a whole bunch of truth out about some shit going on in your neighborhood as well. Okay, or like some people in your community on social media, or maybe in real life in your actual neighborhood or in your apartment complex, the neighborhood you live in, the suburb, okay, the division, whatever the case may be. Y'all may figure out that somebody is a predator. Somebody could like put you on game, or you may have to tell somebody that. Okay, this could also be you hanging out around a lot more people. Okay, going out, hanging out with your friends and shit like that. Okay, and also this could be you checking in on family members. Okay, especially like grandparents, great grandparents, people you haven't seen in a while, going like back home, or like going to like where your grandparents are. Likewise, golden sheaves of wheat are ancient symbols of prosperity. Okay, so the money is looking good. I can tell you that the money is looking good during during Venus and Gemini. Okay, and so that also could have to do with like Mercury retrograde, kind of bringing back some old projects and some old shit. Okay, during Venus and Gemini as well, to like so you can like add some new flair to it. Okay, Ric Flair could be significant. Okay, a relatively easy grain to grow, store, and convert to flour, and a staple crop around the world. Wheat is closely associated with wealth and abundance. Together, the antelope and wheat call us to nourish ourselves and our communities. Okay, so yeah, like, hi, Amy. Yeah, group two, like during Venus in Gemini, y'all could definitely be like eating a lot better. You could be cooking a lot more at home. You could also start like gardening and like growing your own produce, fruits, and vegetables, learning deeper into that. Y'all could be doing money magic, very successful money magic. Okay, and I definitely think that your kitchen routine or like your meal prepping and shit like that could be significant. Y'all could definitely be eating a lot better, feeling, not even just like full, but like feeling satisfied and satiated. Okay, and having a healthier balance with the way that you eat. Okay, so yeah, y'all's money is looking great during Venus and Gemini. Okay, but like I said, most of this is about you getting your feelings hurt by somebody tell you the truth. Okay, wealth and abundance. Together, the antelope and we call us to nourish ourselves and our community. So yes, during Venus and Gemini, you're going to feel very called to like meet new people or help so and so out, or like make connections and go to this mixer and go to this network situation. And you could also be somebody who's like going to meet your neighbors, and like maybe there's like a neighborhood pool event, and like whatever the case may be, like It's got to do with a club and organizations. It's got to do with like a social media platform that you're on, okay, whatever the case may be. So during Venus and Gemini, you are feeling fulfilled, nourished, and secure, group two. Okay, you're feeling fulfilled, nourished, and secure, and people are being real as fuck with you, okay? You're looking better, you're taking your vitamins, you're eating food, okay? Celebrate your good fortune, okay? This is a good time for good luck magic, okay? Money magic, prosperity and abundance magic, okay? Learn, do what you got to do. Celebrate your good fortune by sharing it with others in need, okay? You could definitely be donating, you could be helping, okay? You could be like feeding people, you could be like volunteer work, okay? Or you could be doing some sort of community aid, community effort, something about like the people that you know and coming together as a group of people to make something happen is very significant for y'all during Venus and Gemini, okay? So invest in your community. Y'all are going to be investing in your community, whether that is literally like, it could be crowdfunding, GoFundMe's, it could literally be like an event, a mixer, a socializer, whatever the case may be, okay? Invest in your community and ensure you are supported in leaner times, okay? So also, y'all are definitely, like I said, y'all are getting your eating habits together. Hi, everybody. Thank y'all for pressing the thumbs up button if you're here. It really, really helps with the energetic exchange, and it lets me know that y'all are here supporting the page. I also think that group two for y'all, that could be significant. Y'all could definitely be asking for support whenever it is that you need it, okay? And kind of like seeing who is like popping out for you. Like I said, you're getting the truth about who people are around you, okay? And you're going to figure out like who's going to support you and who isn't going to support you, okay? So I definitely feel as though within leaner times, y'all also may be kind of like cutting down like your friendship group on like maybe like a group of some kind, social media app. You may be like taking a break, okay, for a second from one area of your life, okay? Um, the question journal prompt for y'all, okay? The journal prompt for y'all for group two is you may be feeling neglected or over. Wait, that's the wrong thing. I didn't mean to say that. So that could be significant. All right. So you may be feeling neglected or overlooked, especially if somebody tells you the truth about something that's still here. Okay. But the question itself is what fills my proverbial cup? Okay. That is the journal prompt for group two. What fills your proverbial cup? Okay. This could also be you getting deeper into Proverbs, whether that's like in the Bible or just like getting deeper into certain like quotations, okay, getting deeper into like spells, words, like I said, books, reading, okay? So what fills up your proverbial cup? Like what makes you feel nourished and healthy? Okay, is it more water? Okay, let me get me a bottle while I'm talking. Okay, is it more water? All right. Is it more sleep? Okay. I also feel as though if y'all have been trying to get to like a weight loss goal or like a weight gain goal, like a fitness goal in some way, Venus and Gemini could definitely help out with that, okay? So what advice, Spirit, do you have for the collective who chose group two for Venus and Gemini? I did just see the Hangman 1 card, please. Okay, so yeah, y'all definitely may need to kind of like take a time out for like self-reflection, okay? Like something may really have you like crossing your fucking arms, like something may really have you kind of like irritated. Okay, the card that y'all got was the Seven of Pentacles, okay, horizontally, okay, Seven Pentacles sideways. So I take it both ways. So I definitely feel y'all need to also be careful with your hands, okay? Something about like y'all's advice for Venus and Gemini, be careful of doing too much because Gemini also rules over the arms and the hands, okay? So please be careful when you're doing like physical work, physical labor. Watch out for your hands, okay? And the hands are like cut off down here. Okay, so something about like covering your hands up, like wearing protective gloves and shit like that, that's very, very significant, okay? But I definitely feel like advice for y'all is to be very judicious about the investments that you make, okay? Make sure that you're double checking something before you invest into it, okay? So, because there could be some sort of bad investment, okay? Or a bad way to invest your time, okay? Or investing your time and money in the wrong shit, okay? So you could have Taurus placements or you can have Saturnian placements, okay? A Taurus Saturn, okay? You could have a Saturn in Aries, all right? But you can also have Capricorn Aquarius placements. But whatever the case may be, y'all, y'all's advice is like your hard work is going to pay off. This is also about being patient, okay? This is about waiting for stuff to happen, being patient. Your hard work is going to is going to pay off, okay? Money is looking fantastic, okay? Manifestation of your ideas or goals, okay? Inheritance and nurturing. Nourishing and nurturing yourself. Nourishing and nurturing, like, your goals is going to be very significant. Some of y'all could be finding out that somebody is pregnant or you could currently be pregnant, okay? So y'all's advice, it literally says nurturing on here, okay? Receiving some sort of reward, okay? Y'all's advice is also to when it comes down to your vices and the things that you want to do, okay? Whether it's, like, smoking or drinking, like, do that shit in balance, okay? Just make sure that you're doing things imbalance. Your manifestations are indeed pulling through, okay? But please be very judicious about bad business management and bad financial management, okay? Spending way too much money on something and it's kind of like fucking up all the work that you did in the first place, okay? Not finishing what you started, okay? Venus and Gemini can be very flighty, very all over the place. So make sure that you're not over investing yourself in people, places, and things, okay? That are not good for you, that don't necessarily help you out, okay? So, yeah. Yeah. So thanks group 2 for being here. Thank you for giving me a thumbs up if you resonated with this. Okay. Go ahead and leave me a blue butterfly in the comments if you finished this reading. Also thank y'all for, like I said, thumbs up, hitting the subscribe button, hitting the notification bell if you don't want to miss out whenever I post new stuff. Okay, and we're about to go ahead and get into the last but not least group. Okay, group 3. Okay, if you are here, it is because you chose group 3 when it comes down to Venus and Gemini and how Venus and Gemini is going to be personally affecting you. Okay, thank you, Amy. So for Venus and Gemini for group 3, y'all got Mobius. Okay, y'all got the card Mobius. All right, so for one, dragons could be significant and snakes. Okay, reptiles and reptilian energy could be significant. That gives me the Anunnaki, which I'm not super even sure. But that could be significant for somebody. I just felt compelled to say that. I definitely also think it gives me the Ancient Aliens TV show on the History Channel. So History Channel could be very, very significant. It also gives me Disney Channel. I definitely think that this group, okay, group 3, Venus and Gemini is going to have y'all getting deep into the media. So y'all are reading books and watching shows and watching movies, okay, and like getting into that. All right, this is like storytelling. This is like story worlds. Y'all could also be devotees de la Santa Muerte, okay, or this group could definitely be people to where Santa Muerte is trying to communicate with you, okay? So you could have Scorpio energy as well, and I'm also hearing Leo energy and Cancer energy. So when it comes down to it, I definitely feel like with like Mobius, okay, the story of Mobius could be significant. Some of y'all could also be like moving. You could also, it's gonna have to do like working out a lot more, like moving your physical body. It's gonna have to do with like actually like moving locations, okay? Oranges could be significant. Someone could have a citrus allergy, okay? Also peelers, the candy, because there's some right there on Santa Muerte's altar, okay? So yeah, Santa Muerte could be trying to communicate with y'all. Y'all could have different like deities or different like spirits or ancestors trying to communicate with y'all during Venus and Gemini, okay? So yeah, this is also like somebody putting their foot in their mouth, okay? So I definitely feel like for y'all, Venus and Gemini could be a time period where like you say too much, or maybe some of the people around you are like putting their foot in their mouth and like they're saying too much. So this could definitely be a time of people being like offended, okay? Especially because we're gonna have Mercury retrograde, all right? And there's a fucking gnat that just came out of nowhere and just like swirled around your card, okay? So I highly advise that y'all do some cleansing, because I strongly feel like there could be some situations that you deaded, some situations, okay, and some relationships that you just like cut off or you ended and you thought that you was done with them, and you know, all the other shit going on, you thought that you was finished, okay? And these people are trying to come back. I'm not one of those readers who's going to tell you, yes, boo, go do it. Not at all. Okay. So with this situation, I definitely feel like y'all need to maintain like a cleansing situation, because I feel like there is definitely some people. Okay. Oh my gosh, this gnat was literally not here. I banished his energy from my home. Okay, so literally some of y'all may need to do a banishing during Venus and Gemini. Y'all could be learning more about banishing work and protective work, cleansing work, getting the idea of keeping energies away from you, getting them away from you, and keeping them away. Okay, so I definitely feel as though like there's some sort of toxic cycle. This is what's giving me. This is giving me some sort of toxic cycle or accord. Okay, woke up hearing ancestors hear my plea from Mulan. Okay, so Mulan could definitely be significant for this group as well. Ancestor veneration, ancestral altar work. Okay, so yeah, I definitely feel as though there's some sort of like cycle. Okay, is this generational? Okay, yeah, this is a generational cycle that y'all got going on that's going to be addressed during Venus and Gemini. Okay, this feels real like this is kind of karmic. Okay, but I strongly feel like this has to do with somebody with this like a skeleton. All right, it's gonna have to do with like the people who've passed on, like the dead. Okay, like your ancestors, which is why it's a generational thing. Okay, so something that hasn't been continued. Okay, and I think that it's so like used to like cycling that like the eyes are closed. Like there's something about things being comforted. Okay, like there's something about somebody being being comfortable in a certain cycle, okay? And I definitely think that Venus in Gemini, which is about change, I feel like you're going to really like think about ways to get rid of that, okay? I also feel like this is strongly being influenced by the eclipses that we're going to be having in September on the 7th and the 21st in Pisces and Virgo respectively. So yeah, I strongly feel like for group 3, okay, a lot of y'all, trigger warning, okay? This is probably the most triggering of the piles, if I'm not mistaken, to be honest. Okay, so like group 3, this could also be some of y'all dealing with like trauma having to do with like maybe like the loss of a child. Okay, for some of y'all this could have to do with like abortion. For some of y'all this could have to do with like trigger warning, like miscarriage, okay, the loss of a child. Okay. But whatever the case may be, I strongly feel like there's some sort of like energy. Mind you, I want to always say that this fucking page is pro-choice for sure. Okay, so just to let y'all know, do what it is that you must do, honey. Okay. And literally, I feel like y'all are going to be dealing with like some womb-based stuff. Okay, like this is generational cycles and generational trauma that's being addressed. Okay, during Venus being in Gemini. All right. And for others, y'all, this is also about the idea of like banishing, getting some sort of negative energy or entity out of your home, out of your space, some sort of devilish energy, especially around that full moon in Capricorn we're having on July 10th, 2025. Okay. So I also feel like y'all could be struggling with some sort of cycle having to do with like maybe like smoking, okay, gardening, like something that's like clouding your vision or someone that's clouding your vision. So there's going to be lots of endings and lots of like drama and things to be assessed when it comes down to this group, okay, for Venus and Gemini, okay, to be very real with you. Look up the spiritual meaning of reptiles, okay, something about like needing to protect your skin. You could be getting into like different like protection oils and things of that nature, okay, that could be very significant. All right, so during Venus and Gemini, the Mobius teaches us to view time not in relation to linear mortality, but in terms of perpetual circular motion. Okay, when you are no longer restricted by a sense of impermanence, your plans and decisions can be more deliberate. Okay, so yeah, when you stop thinking of time as like a factor, you can make better decisions, is what this is. Okay, so yeah, y'all are feeling like time is not fucking real. Okay, so Venus and Gemini can feel like it's lasting for fucking ever, or like it's going super fucking fast for y'all. Okay, it's gonna feel like it's going really fast. So this is rapid changes, okay? Lots of movement, lots of rapid ass changes in a short amount of time. Okay, you have to also be getting some sort of trick to your manifestations to make it go faster. Coffee grounds could definitely be significant. Pecan coffee could be significant, or pecans in general. Okay, HEB could be significant, and Texas could be significant. Okay, but the Mobius teaches y'all to view time not in relation to your linear mortality and like how long it is that we're gonna be here on life. The timeline of life is what that means, but in terms of a perpetual circular motion. Okay, so life doesn't have to be like you're born and then you die. Okay, it's this idea. This also have to do with like reincarnation, past life shit, generational. It's like there's a lot of terms I'm using right now, but this is going to be seen by multiple people, so this is going to be different. But there's something on a spiritual, metaphysical, like karmic level that is happening. This is greater than you, and I think that Venus and Gemini is going to show you something about that. Okay, Venus and Gemini is going to help you no longer be restricted by that sense of impermanence. Okay. Yeah. So Venus and Gemini is so free flowing that you're going to be okay with that. Krispy Kreme could be significant. Hulu could be significant because it says Krispy Kreme. Hulu donuts that came down on my lemonade. Lemonade could be significant. Okay. So yeah. And in terms of yourself and maybe some people in your life that could be significant during Venus and Gemini, eternity, that name could be significant. Eternity is not best represented by an arrow in flight. Okay. You could really see group 1. Group 1 could be very significant for y'all too. Okay. But rather by a worm following its own tail. Look up the spiritual meaning of worms. The Mobius is the ending and a beginning, death and rebirth in one. So this is a major fucking change. Okay. That's larger than you. That's going on during Venus and Gemini. Okay. A major beginning and a major ending. Okay. Death and rebirth all in one. Okay. You could be going to see somebody's grave, someone who's like, you'd be like the anniversary of their passing or something. You could be cleaning up a grave site. Okay. Phoenix, Arizona could be significant, and Phoenix is like the creature could be significant. Look up the spiritual meaning. Animals and mythological creatures are super significant. The number 57 is significant for this collective as well. 5th house, 7th house, Leo, Libra energy. It's the Phoenix emerging out of the ashes and the Sphinx, okay, rising from the desert. Okay, the Book of Psalms could be significant for y'all. For some of y'all could practice hoodoo. That is a close practice. But for some of y'all could practice hoodoo. With the understanding of the Mobius, we can live without fear during Venus and Gemini. For he comprehends that death is merely a frozen moment. Yeah, y'all are like changing your view about time. Y'all could be like handling and dealing with fears about death, or feeling like dealing with fears about something ending before you're ready for it to end. Okay, it could be a relationship, it could be a situation, a job, a town. Okay, death is merely a frozen moment. Okay, y'all could also end up having to put somebody in the freezer or take somebody out of it. Not a conclusion, but a transition from one state to another. And y'all could also be literally moving. Okay, y'all are transmuting things. Okay, y'all could literally be actually moving. Okay, and mind you, Mobius this whole time was in reverse. Okay, this is how it's supposed to be. But y'all's Mobius is like this, actually in reverse now that I see it. Okay, and so I definitely feel as though a lot of y'all, this gives me like the Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the world in reverse. Okay, a lot of y'all are really stuck in something that you think is normal and that you think is okay, because you're so comfortable with it, because you're so used to it. And I definitely think that during Venus and Gemini, you're going to be recognizing that that shit is not okay. Okay, and whatever the fuck this fucking gnat is that only came up for y'all's pile, please cleanse, y'all. There's a strong need for y'all to do things having to do with like uncrossings. Please get into your books. Okay, because what the hell, this was not there for the first two at all. Okay, so mortality rides a pale cloud, stretching out its bony arms to scythe pathways for the young. Okay, but death cannot touch the Mobius, a fire drake set within the season cycle. A creature immune to the grinding wheels of time, the Mobius perpetually renews itself, feeding off its own momentum. So death, in disgust, leaves the sky above the travelers, knowing that for the time being, as long as the Mobius is their protector, he has no sway over them. Instead, he cynically moves to the streets where he can more easily reap rewards amongst the broken, the dispossessed, and the demoralized. Okay, so something like that could be very, very significant for y'all. Okay, or like underworld-based deities could be significant for y'all. Okay, or even just working with like passed on people, ancestors and such. Okay, mortality rides a pale cloud. Okay, stretching out its bony arms to scythe pathways for the young. Okay, so yeah, some of y'all could find out that somebody's giving birth. Y'all could be giving birth. Okay, but death cannot touch the Mobius, a fire drake set within the season cycle. So yeah, a lot of y'all with this Venus and Gemini situation, these changes are happening very intensely for a short period of time. Okay, and also within the season cycle, this kind of gives me the fact that we're in Cancer season and the fact that we're in summer. Okay, major changes. Okay. Major changes before then, okay? A creature immune to the grinding wheels of time. So yeah, honestly, during Venus and Gemini, be careful about like losing. Like time isn't real, but also don't do too much. Okay? The Mobius perpetually renews itself, feeding off its own momentum. So yeah, make sure that you're not doing too much caffeine and sugar, artificial like energy and shit like that. Energy drinks. And so death in disgust leaves the sky above the travelers, knowing that for the time being, as long as the Mobius is their protector, he has no sway over them. A lot of y'all could also be changing the relationship that you have, possibly with like a certain deity, okay? Whether that's getting deeper into it or severing it, I don't know. Instead, he cynically moves to the streets where he can more easily reap rewards amongst the broken, the dispossessed, and the demoralized. Okay, so I definitely feel as though there could be some sort of deity protecting y'all and kind of showing that somebody wants to see you down. Okay, so watch out for that. Y'all got the bear and cedar. Okay, so cedar wood could definitely be very, very significant for y'all in terms of like protection, good luck, and cleansing and things of that nature. Okay, Sagittarian energy. And bears could be very, very significant. Okay, the number 4 is very significant. Cancer season is deeply affecting this group with bear and cedar. And then we have leadership right here. Y'all could definitely end up in some sort of leadership position. Okay, y'all could definitely end up doing what it is that you want to do, even if people say that you're running out of time, that you can't do this and you can't do that. Okay, so the bear and cedar, y'all are literally ending up in a leadership position. Look up the spiritual meaning of bears. Hi, Passion. Welcome in, honey. But yeah, group 3. Also, lavender could be very, very significant as well. It always gives me Matilda. All right, that also gives me the movie Brother Bear. So Brother Bear could also be very, very significant for this collective. All right. But during Venus and Gemini, y'all could end up being in a position of leadership, okay? And y'all may be the first person to put an end to whatever this karmic ass cycle is, okay? And like shutting that shit down, all right? But y'all could end up in like getting a promotion, ending up in a leadership position, becoming the president of some sort of organization, club, CEO, whatever the case may be. The bear and cedar calls y'all, okay, during Venus and Gemini. It calls us to be powerful but benevolent, okay? This is you knowing when to use your power and knowing when to let some shit go, okay? Embodying the qualities of a great leader. Bears are emperors of the woodland, okay? So you could definitely have Aries energy. I almost said Gemini. You can also have Aries energy, okay? And also your father, and ending some toxic cycles from your father and your father's side of the family could be very, very significant during Venus and Gemini. Bears are empress of the woodland. Also, the woodlands, Texas, could be significant. And guardians of the forest. Y'all could definitely be spending a lot more time in your divine masculine, like going to do more active shit outside, sports outside, running outside, okay? Y'all could definitely just be spending more time in nature in general. Paired with cedar, a plant known for its healing, protective, and cleansing qualities. Okay, 8 weeks from now could be very, very significant. The next 8 weeks could be significant. Y'all could definitely be getting to the bag. The name Kayla is very, very significant. Okay, especially if you are somebody who is a singer or like you're using speech. Okay, your communication, your voice for in some way. Okay, but I definitely feel like over the next 8 weeks, you could really be going through a period of healing, protection. Okay, and lots of cleansing. Even though Venus and Gemini is only for a few weeks. Okay, so I feel like what's happening now is going to kind of continue and intensify as you get deeper into that. Okay, so yeah, during Venus and Gemini, I highly advise y'all to focus on healing work, protection work, cleansing work. Okay, emphasis on cleansing because of that fucking that. This card invites us into mature authority. So yeah, y'all are like growing up and recognizing that shit don't have to be the way that it always was. Okay. So the spirit of the bear is guiding you to leadership opportunities during Venus in Gemini, okay? Working with the bear spirit could be significant and reminding you to rule with fairness and care. So yes, you're going to be put in leadership position, okay? But know when to like say something and know when to not. Like don't be nitpicky. And you're going to know the difference between when you're being nitpicky and when you're not, okay? So yeah, some of y'all could be getting promoted or some of y'all could be in like a position. Y'all could be having a larger collective or people who look up to you or listen, okay? And things of that nature, okay? What's our money looking like, please, my greedy ass? Honestly, it's looking good. Like it's giving like a leadership position of some kind, okay? It's giving like y'all are most so like releasing releasing toxic habits, okay, and generational cycles, okay? And in doing so, this is you being a leader and moving forward. So for some of y'all, this is like a pay raise or like a promotion, okay? Or like, this is you being put in a position of leadership. Like maybe you were like an employee, like a regular employee, and now you're like a manager, you know what I'm saying? Or like a shift leader or like a manager, and like you get like some extra pay. That's what this is giving. Y'all's journaling prompt is who can benefit from my knowledge and experience. So yeah, some of y'all may literally be in like a teaching position, teaching hospital, Grey's Anatomy could be significant. Okay, so that's y'all's journaling prompt during Venus and Gemini. Who can benefit from your knowledge and experience? Some of y'all could be even making money from like posting, getting on your platform. Some of y'all are like teachers. Y'all could be teaching a class. Phlebotomy could be significant. Phlebotomy tech, okay, teaching people how to get a certification in some way, shape, or form could be very, very significant for this group as well. Okay, so I definitely think that financially things are going to be solid. I think that y'all going to be put in a new position to like maybe y'all could become like a trainer. You know what I'm saying? Like some jobs will like pay you more when you're able to like train people and shit like that. So you could become a trainer. You could be somebody who is like becoming a teacher, professor, or like getting a higher paying like leadership position, something to where you are responsible for like other people or like teaching things to other people. What advice y'all have for Venus and Gemini for group 3? Okay, one card I do see that. Now, mind y'all, the rest of Cancer season is very significant for y'all. Okay, between now and the 22nd of July. Okay, y'all's advice is definitely to not ignore your intuition, especially when it comes down to something having to do with like your family unit as well as like vehicles. Okay, as well as a mother figure. I mean that's drastically different. But one card, please, Spirit. What advice do you have for the collective during Venus and Gemini? Okay, a lot of y'all also you don't have to share every executive decision, okay, with somebody, okay? There's somebody that wants more from you, like more information from you than you need to give them. So just like watch out, it could be like a mother figure, okay, or somebody could be a Cancer. Okay, y'all's advice with the pain, didn't I say like there's a lot of karmic shit and heavy shit going on? So like y'all are getting like a new position, confirmation, some sort of new position. Burp again, confirmation, but also the other shit that's going on in your life, okay? Are you going to do a full moon read? I am. I have to go and run some errands in a little bit, but I do plan to do some, if not tonight, then within the next 24 hours for the full moon in Capricorn. When it comes down to advice for group 3, I definitely think that the 3 of Swords, okay, like y'all going to have to feel it. The advice is to you got to get through it instead of over it. You got to go through it and not over it, my love. Okay, this is me being super, super real with you. Okay, I also think that some of y'all may need to start baking more or cooking more at home. Y'all's advice during Venus and Gemini, okay, you could definitely have Libra placements, okay, or Saturnian placements. You could have Capricorn, Aquarius, or Libra placements, a Libra Saturn. okay, whatever the case may be, okay, or Saturn in Aries, all right, or a Libra Mars. But whatever the case may be, y'all, heartbreak, betrayal, loneliness, absence, okay, division, depression, separation, unhappiness, turmoil, grief, sorrow, restlessness, disorder, confusion, and alienation. So quite honestly, I heard it's lonely at the top. So I definitely feel like in this situation, you may have to like pick your battles, okay? Like there's certain situations where you may end up having to like sever from somebody or create some distance between you and some people because they're immature, they're childish, and that might hurt your feelings, okay? Your advice is also to, the hell? Your advice is also to, y'all could be having paranormal ass experiences. Y'all's advice is also to get deeper into your candle work, okay? The name Gem could be significant. Hi, Loyalty. Yesterday I said I wanted to make banana bread before fall, as you should, okay? As you should. So baking and cooking could be significant. Also, let me have some if you want to. We can actually make banana bread at the house. Okay. But when it comes down to the Three of Swords, okay, I definitely feel as though y'all should also get deeper into learning about your candles, okay? Yeah, you're going to get a lot of emotional clarity about why things have been the way they have been, okay, especially in like a father manner, okay, separation, unhappiness, turmoil, grief, okay, yeah, disorder, confusion. If y'all feel some type of way and feel uncomfortable, it's because you're supposed to. There is some sort of pain or painful cycle that has to be shut off. It has to be like deaded, okay? This could also have to do with like this could also have to do with like karmic debts of some kind, okay? Grief, sorrow, restlessness, disorder, confusion, okay? So yeah, shit may feel kind of all over the place where you're clearing out these generational cycles, but your advice during Venus and Gemini is to allow the pain. Cry when you need to, okay? Channel this shit into your writing, into your art, into your music, okay? And you really may have to like say goodbye to somebody or to something, okay? Like you have to put an end to a situation, okay? Confirmation, you just ate some yesterday, period. But separation, unhappiness, okay, turmoil and grief, like there might be something that you're just like not past, but you actually have to finally put like an end to, and spirit's kind of watching over you while you go through that. So yeah, if you're restless, if you feel disorderly and confused and like it's way too much going on, you don't know what the fuck's going on, okay, just know that spirit is prepping you to be in some sort of leadership position through experiencing those things, okay? So don't trip too much about it, even if it is like, oh my God, how could I not trip about it, okay? But yes, group 3, that is what I have for y'all. So thank y'all for hitting that like button, okay? Thank y'all for leaving comments, okay? If you made it this far, thank you for leaving a blue butterfly. Just let me know that you made it this far. Yeah, thank you for hitting notification bells so you don't miss out whenever I post new videos, like whenever I have the full moon and Capricorn stuff coming up, okay? And also, someone asked me earlier, Luna, you asked me earlier for a personal reading, okay? I'll open the floor to personal readings on here since I'm also trying to like get my YouTube shit more together. If anyone is interested in getting a personal reading done here on live, okay, readings will be $15 today. So y'all go ahead and let me know, okay? So yeah, Luna, if you're still here, go ahead and let me know, honey. But until she messages back, I'm going to pull one more card of advice for this collective, okay? Just in general, what it is that you may need to hear, even outside of like the Venus and Gemini energy. Let me see. Where's my deck? Oh, there it is. It's on the altar. It's on the altar. Okay, there's some of y'all need to get a mortar and pestle. Some of y'all need to get into different herbal mixes, okay? Making use some black salt or making use some red salt, green salt. Okay, Dr. Seuss could be very, very significant. Some of y'all are needing to put more physical action into your practice, okay? Lots of physical action into your practice, okay? So whatever the case may be, yeah. Also, something about moderation could be significant, doing things in moderation, okay? Also, Luna, if you're still here, honey, let me know if you're still interested in booking a personal reading. If anyone else is interested in booking a personal reading, this will be my second to last call. Readings will be $15 on here today, okay? I'll just let me know. But otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and pull this message and hop off of here, okay? What is the collective who will be watching this video? Ooh. Okay. All right. So it's fell on the ground. Okay, so let's see. Mm. Okay. So y'all got the hanging bones confirmation, excuse me. That also gives me the lovely bones. So advice wise, number one, y'all need to very much so watch your surroundings. Okay, very much so need to watch your surroundings. Please be vigilant. Okay, and once again, I have said something about this before in one of the, I think it was group 2. Like, your neighbors are very, very significant. Please watch out for like people being fucking weird in your neighborhood. Not saying it's as drastic as the lovely bones, but just like there could be some mean spirited or like ill spirited people in your like immediate neighborhood, like a neighbor of some kind. Okay, somebody who lives in your apartment complex. Okay, heard the girl next door. This could also have to do with the way that you personally look. Okay, there could definitely be some people, okay, who are like ogling you, like in the neighborhood, like when you're going to like walk your dog and take your trash out, and when you're like going on your walk. Okay, so I definitely feel like collectively, if you've been feeling like somebody in your neighborhood or like in your dorm or like in your apartment complex, okay, or in some sort of community that you normally go to, it could even be like the gym, okay, that yeah, there is somebody sitting there kind of like paying attention to you, so please watch out for that. Okay, but besides that, the hanging bones, okay, seeing the signs in reverse, this could also have to do with like you feeling like triggered very soon, okay, or very triggered recently about like your family not seeing signs of some bullshit that she was going through. Okay, it's because literally cancer season shit coming up. Okay, literally. So when it comes down to the hanging bones, seeing the signs in reverse, okay, this could definitely have to do with like ancestral shit. Okay, this could literally have to do with like clearing out ancestral curses, okay, and like heavy shit. Okay, so what I can tell y'all, seeing the signs, synchronicities, paying attention, and following accordingly. Okay, so this is pages, all the pages, especially the page of cups in reverse. Okay, so I definitely feel as though there's something that you maybe were too childish or too young to see before, and you're about to start seeing it. Okay, so Spirit is telling you to like see the signs. They're telling you to pay attention. And they're telling you to listen. Okay, because you may be interpreting something that they're trying to tell you incorrectly. Okay, so there are signs all around for those who know where to look and how to see them. Fortunately, you are among the special few who are aware of these signs and how to use them wisely. However, receiving this card means you may be doubting the sacredness and importance of the signs, okay, or importance of the signs, oh my goodness, also known as synchronicities that have been presented to you lately. Repetitive numbers, colors, shapes, animals, and coincidences are the universe's way of speaking to you. They are validating your choices, pointing you in the right direction, and letting you know they are working on your behalf. These signs are not mistakes, okay? And once you begin to honor them, you will come to realize Spirit has been directing you through these little whispers your entire life, okay? Do not question a sign when one is presented to you. So yeah, y'all could have asked for an answer and the answer is there. Rejoice in the wink from the universe and act accordingly, okay? Spirit don't gotta make a big ass scene in order for you to know that your prayers were answered. If a sign feels like a positive validation, then honor it. If a sign feels like a warning, then take heed, okay? And in this situation, you might be getting warned about something, okay, and the Spirit's telling you that you're not listening. And be sure to say a small prayer of gratitude for each sign you receive. A gratitude list could be very, very significant for y'all. With time and your willingness to pay attention, signs will become clearer and more frequent, y'all, okay? So represent seeing signs no matter where they're placed in a reading, okay? Yeah, also moving trucks could definitely be very, very significant, okay? As well as they could be trying to tell you something about like a trip that you're trying to make, okay? On the 4th, I took a spiritual bath to cleanse, and the next day, 3 people's stomachs was hurting. Exactly. I know that's right. Oh, that's right. Okay, look to other cards for more clarity about which area of your life these signs are offering guidance for. Somebody could be moving. Okay, so yeah, y'all. Don't miss out on the signs, especially if Spirit's been trying to like warn you. What is it that Spirit's been trying to warn this collective, okay? And Luna, I guess, I'm not sure if you're here or not, but this is my last call for Luna, and it's my last call if anybody's interested in getting a personal question answered by me here on live, okay? What is Spirit trying to warn this collective about? I have my finger on something. Like your finger was on something. You know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to, they could have also warned you about getting physically involved with somebody. Okay. Ace of Swords, they're trying to warn you about cutting somebody off. Okay. Or about you receiving some sort of truth or clarity. Is this about needing to cut somebody off? Okay. Yeah, they keep trying to warn you about like intellectual incompetence. Failure could have to do with, like over smoking. It could have to do with like you not understanding something or somebody not being like intellectually compatible with you, or something being a bad idea, okay, or something just like not, just not being a good idea. Okay, like I don't know how else to. Okay, so Spirit's telling you to heed their warning. Okay, something about a lack of clarity. Okay, particularly while Venus is in Gemini. Okay, they could be warning you about a certain relationship or a job-based situation. Okay, to where it's like something is not working out, like that something does not make sense to you. Okay, please see the signs and trust your intuition about that situation. That way you can get to better financial stability. Okay, they're trying to tell you something that's going to help you to become more stable and more solid. Okay, so yeah, unexpected financial income. Also, don't be telling people about money. Don't be telling people about money that you got, new opportunities that you have, and shit like that. Okay, so with that being said, thank you to this collective. I fucks with y'all a long way. Happy birthday to all the Cancers, and also happy birthday to all the Leos. Okay, because like I said, this is from July the 4th to July the 30th. Okay, so with that being said, I fucks with y'all the long way, and I will talk with y'all later. Bye. Also, wait, go ahead and check out my new moon and Cancer reading. Not my new moon and Cancer, my Cancer season pick a card reading, and my July reading too. This might also line up with that. My July pick a card that I posted. All right, bye.